Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today's lesson is, well, we are in this northern hemisphere in fall. And I think we're about 1 week in. I should say winter, not fall, winter. We're about 1 week in. I think December 21st. Today's the 26th that I'm filming this. And I thought I would do the advice from a tree. And you get the printout, and then you can tangle your tree in there any way you wish. And it's great advice. I love it. Stand tall, act natural, smell good, make yourself useful, sink deep roots, change your look for the season, enjoy the view, learn to bend, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. You never look stupid by standing quiet. Take what comes and make the best of it. Take the winter off and be yourself. So I'm just going to do, here's my blank. I printed it on a brown paper. And if you shop in my store and you can use a code, with the purchase, you can use a code end of 2020 is the code, ENDOF 2020, and you'll get this free. So otherwise it's $2 but if you spend, if you buy something else, you can get this free. So I am going to use a brown pen, and I mark my dark brown pens with a little tab that says brown, because it's very hard for me to tell the difference between brown and black when I'm just looking at them. It's just extremely hard to tell. So I mark my brown. And we're just going to, this is a 01, and I'm just going to draw my tree. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to draw a line. This is my trunk coming up. And you can kind of stop your trunk anywhere you want. And I should show you on this one, my trunk went all up to sink deep roots. That was, and then I had the top of my tree. But I think the one on my website shows it a little shorter. So, and I'm just going to come up, and I just kind of drew some lines out there. And now I'm just going to just draw me some, these are just some lines that are going to get me started for my branches. So I have some branches coming up, and I will make those look a little different as I get going. I'm not sure you're able to see that. Let me come in on it so you can see that I have just drawn some light branches. If it frightens you to do it with pen, draw it with a pencil. And don't worry about whether or not you need a pen or a pencil. I'm going to pick up another pen and see if I get a little bit better coverage. I don't think that's much better on that brown one. So I think I'll switch back over to a black. That dark brown and this black are not much different. So let me scan back out. And now we're going to do the Tangle Diva Dance. And when we do Diva Dance, we're going to come down, and then I'm going to rock back and fill that in. So I'm just going to echo the line I have, but rock back and fill it in, because that's my first stroke. So I'm just going to come down, and you're going to be able to see it a little bit better here as I come down, rock back and fill it in. And I like a little shaky line. I don't want it to be too straight. So then we're going to come again. This time we're just going to aura that line. I love Diva Dance because it has a wood grain look. And we're just going to continue to go down. I'm going to rock back right there. So you can see that that's how I'm going to build my trunk. Now if I wanted a kind of a hole, or I'm going to do rock and roll in here. And you're going to see I did a rock and roll. And now I'm going to just diva dance and go around my rock and roll. So when it comes to my rock and roll, I'm just going to go under it like I would just a little holly bow. I keep going off camera. But you can see you're just going to fill in that whole trunk. And then I'm going to come down one of my stems, and I'm going to do just aura one of my little tree stems or branches. So they have a little thickness to them. And just aura. I'm going to rotate this around so I can, and I'm going to just retrace that stem, that branch, and now I'm going to come down and aura it. So now we have several branches, and now we're just going to give each one of these branches a little branch off of. And you might think of, there's several tangles that kind of branch off of another tangle, and I like to give mine a little point, so I come out and then I echo back on them. So that they have that, little branch looking shape. Because all trees branch out and have that, new growth that's going to come out on them. You might have to holly ball under your lettering. You might even have some of them put in another one where they cross underneath. And you can see we have many, many branches coming out. I haven't finished my trunk, so I need to come back and work on my trunk. Move my camera a little bit. I keep going off camera. And if you come where you have filled up the whole trunk up there, you can just come down in and just add that diva dance in where it's spreading out. And there we have our trunk nearly done. I see some right in here that I could add. And we have our tree with branches on it. And if you want to, you can always bring one branch, bring one going down a little bit further. So that it just kind of balances it out. Now we can go in, and I'm going to change to the light brown. You can see that color. I'm going to add some in here, just some color to my branches. Because I'm on this brown paper, I can add just a little bit of color to them. Just come up underneath that black branch and just add a little color. On one side of you, just add a little color in here. I had some water damage in my studio, so I had to move upstairs in my house, and I'm on my kitchen table today. And I'm sure you're hearing the traffic go by my house. I have, when I'm in my studio, it's much quieter. When I move upstairs, it just seems to me a lot noisier. But we had a leak, and my studio is kind of tore apart right now. So now I have added just a little bit of color to my trunk. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to go add a little color everywhere I had the rock back. I'm just going to add a little bit of brown to that, those little rock backs, so that I just have a little bit more color in there. Not much, just a hint. And you see that I have my jelly rolls lined up here. I'm going to pick up an 08, and I'm going to add some white to this because it is winter. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of white in the branches of my trees. Just a tiny bit. It just kind of adds to that winter look where our little tree can change for the season. They lose all their leaves, and maybe a little snow gets caught in their branches. Anyway, it just adds a little bit more life to my little tree. And now I'm going to just do a little stipple. A little white stipple. On my trunk of my tree. Now it's ready for shading. And so I am going to shade with three different, I'm going to use my terracotta, I'm going to use a white chalk, and I'm going to use just a regular charcoal. So I'm going to start out, I think, with just my charcoal. I'm just coming up the outside of my tree trunk, and then I'm going to take my brown and just add a little color in here, and on my other side just a little shading of terracotta. I like how that looks, and I'm going to come up my trunks with a little terracotta on my branches. Add a little terracotta in my branches. So now I've added a little, now I'm going to come back with my chalk, and I'm just going to lighten up that charcoal, that where I put that little graphite. But there we have our tree. Now I'm going to take my shading stump and just do a little blending. So I'm just blending so that it will just kind of blend out and soften some of that chalk and just blend it out. And there we have it. Now, I like to come back in and with either a jelly roll or a PN pen. You don't want to do this with your O1, so you've got to either have a PN. Let me find my PNs. There's a brown PN, because you need this point. And then I'm just going to stipple I'm going to come in on it so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm just just stippling around my tree. This is brown. And you can see if you did that with your O1, you wouldn't have any tip left. So you can do it with a jelly roll or a PN, and I'm also going to do it with my jelly roll. If I can get my jelly, there we go. I need my PN again. So O1, where did I lay my PN? There it is. And then I've got to put my date on it. Was not in. Sorry that I was not on camera. Ooh, goodness. So there we have our tree. Simple, easy, and frame it and you've got a great gift. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe. New videos coming in the coming year every 3 days. Thanks again and have a great day.